Hey everyone, today I'm covering a deeply disturbing issue that has shocked the UK grooming gangs. This is a topic that has been shrouded in secrecy and fear for far too long, and it's time we bring it into the light. This isn't easy to talk about, but it's necessary. The more we understand, the better equipped we are to protect our communities and support the victims. Local authorities identified around 18,700 suspected victims in 2018 to 19 alone. These numbers are staggering and represent real lives, real people who have been affected by this heinous crime. Let's dive into how these gangs operate. Understanding their methods is crucial in preventing further victimization and bringing these criminals to justice. First, imagine a typical night out. The city is alive with activity, people are enjoying themselves and everything seems normal. You see men in taxi cabs picking up young girls. It seems like a regular part of the nightlife, but there's a sinister undercurrent. It seems innocent enough, right? Just a ride home, nothing more. But for some, this is where the nightmare begins. These men are not just offering a ride, they are predators looking for their next victim. Next, these men use fancy cars and expensive gifts to lure their victims. They create an illusion of wealth and care, making the girls feel special and valued. Designer handbags, flashy jewelry, it's all part of the trap. These items are not gifts, they are bait. For a young girl, this attention feels like a fairy tale, but it quickly turns into a horror story. The initial charm and excitement fade, revealing a much darker reality. Once they've gained trust, the minors are introduced to alcohol and drugs. This is a deliberate tactic to weaken their resistance and make them more controllable. What started as a ride in a nice car spirals into addiction. The substances become a means of control, binding the victims to their abusers. These substances become chains, making it incredibly hard for the victims to escape. They are trapped in a cycle of dependency and fear. Then comes the emotional manipulation. The abusers play on the victims' emotions, creating a false sense of love and security. These men pretend to love these girls. They say all the right things, making the victims believe they are in a genuine relationship. But when the pretense fades, the violence escalates. The true nature of these predators comes to light, and the victims find themselves in a terrifying situation. Some victims have even reported being burned alive, a stark reminder of the cruelty behind these acts. The level of violence and brutality is unimaginable, and it doesn't stop there. The abuse is ongoing, relentless and devastating. Victims receive death threats, not just towards themselves, but their families too. This adds another layer of fear and control, making it even harder for them to seek help. This makes seeking help terrifying. The fear of retribution keeps many victims silent, trapped in their nightmare. Institutional failures add another layer of tragedy. Time and again we see cases where warnings were ignored and cries for help went unanswered. This systemic failure is a betrayal of the victims. Time and again we see cases where warnings were ignored and cries for help went unanswered. This systemic failure is a betrayal of the victims. So what can we do? First, awareness is key. Share this video, talk about these issues. The more people know, the harder it becomes for these crimes to continue in the shadows. We need to push for stronger protections and support systems. This includes better training for authorities, more resources for victims, and harsher penalties for the perpetrators. The more we know, the better we can combat this horror. Education and awareness are our best tools in this fight. Thanks for watching, and remember, staying informed is the first step to making a difference. Take care. Together, we can make a change.